Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Boy, when I tell you, I saw some results earlier on and I was just dying to see the race because this particular race or the results left me thinking, huh? What happened here? That was pretty much my thought process. So, this afternoon or earlier today, Julian Alfred took to the 100 meters, but not only her, we had the likes of Dina Smith also lining up, Celera Barnes and Rashida Adeleke, amongst others, right, trackies? But the outcome of the race left me absolutely flabbergasted. Now, walking away with the win in this race was Rashida Adeleke. Yes, I did not stutter. Rashida Adeleke walked away with the win here, running 10.84 seconds to take down the likes of Julien, Alfred, Dina, Asher Smith, everybody else in the race. Since Mr. She win, then clearly she beat everybody. You know what I mean? Absolutely mind blowing. Now, from a results perspective, again, as I said, I had a few question marks, especially when I saw the rest of the results. So we're talking about Celera Bond second, 10.94, Dina Asher Smith, 11.10, and Julian Alfred, 11.15. As like, huh? What exactly happened here? Now, interestingly, this was done in a positive 3.5 meters per second wind. So, yes, the time isn't, what it seems here. But again, the separation still happened. And, that is what is most important. I was interested in how is it that Rashida Adeleke is at 10.84 and Julian Alfred is all the way down at 11.15. That for me was definitely a shocker, to say the least. And finally, I saw the race. I've been dying to see the race. And yeah, somebody delivered and showed me the race. And I was like, oh, wow. You know, Julian Alfred actually, was soundly defeated to the point where she gave up. I was like, what? The thing about make track is they'll always hear me say it doesn't matter where you're placed in the race, just execute the full race. You know what I mean? You're not always gonna win. That's how I look at it. So even with her losing here, this is a Julian Alfred, it's for me, it's no biggie. Right, but I definitely looked at it a bit differently. The fact that she gave up in the race, and I'm just going to explain. So, in this race, Rashida Adeleke, and hopefully I can put the snippet up on the screen so that you guys can see. But anyway, in this race, Rashida Adeleke got a mind blowing start. Yes, beating Dina, Julian Alfred out of the blocks. As you all know, Julian Alfred is the indoor 60-meter champion. So defeating them in that first 30, and she just raised those long limbs because Rashida is very, very tall, right? She just, opened up her stride and literally moved away from Julian Alfred, Dina Asher Smith, everybody in the race. Celera Bonds had a really strong finish towards the end of the race. I have to say, she came back very strongly for that second place in the race. Dina was behind Julian throughout the whole race. The only reason Julian finished behind Dina is because Dina stopped. Well, not Dina stopped, sorry, because Julian stopped. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened in the race here. No, I don't know if this is a case where this was a bad race for Julian Alfred slash Dina, or this was just an awesome race, for Rashida Adeleke. And then it makes me wonder, I wonder what the future holds for Rashida Adeleke, because I remember back in the day when she just started, working out with Texas when she was still a collegiate athlete, and she was coming from the short sprints. And I remember her vividly saying in an interview or some interview I heard someplace, about her, they were saying that, what, she said to the coach that she would never run the 400 meters, right? And somehow he converted her to a long distance athlete and she started to run the 400 meters. But it seems as though now that she's a pro, she start call shots and say, all right, me don't want to run the 4 no more. I want to compete over the 100 meters and the 200 meters. And she's definitely, figured, deeply week by week. I've been watching them compete against each other outdoors. And Rashida has always been there, but to come out and soundly defeat Dina Asher Smith and Julia Alfred. She has defeated Dina already, but to soundly defeat Julia Alfred, that was definitely very, very interesting. And as I said, this came from the start. Now Dina from me is also in great shape. Dina, walked away with the 200 meters win yesterday, and she ran a great time, 22.29 seconds in a positive 1.7 meters per second wind. So Dina is definitely in shape, right? So I would think faster than that. 11.10 that I saw in that race personally. I would think so based on this 22.29 seconds. There's something that I thought when I saw Dina's win here versus the performance she did today. One thing and I've been thinking about it for a while actually. So when Dina was indoors running, for some strange reason, she never seemed to pull off her best run when Julien was in the race. I mean, and here we fast forward to today. I see the results and I see that she defeats Julien. So I'm like, okay, at least it's not a biggie. But then after watching the race, I'm seeing, oh no, she was actually behind Julien Alfred the whole way. It's just because Julien just gave up because she realized she was losing. You just execute regardless of wherever you're gonna place. It's just one of those things, you're not always gonna win. You know what I mean? So with that said, I don't know if Dina is developing some kind of mental block when it comes to Julian Alfred, but based on the run yesterday, I definitely think she had a faster run in her legs today, for sure, heading into this 100 meters. But Rashida Adeleke comes out and steamrolls everybody. So now I'm left thinking, now that she's back running the 100 meters and the 200 meters and doing so well as well, she's going to be a huge threat. Maybe not for the immediate future, because I think there's still a lot more work, to get her down into sub 21s, to not really contend with the likes of a Gabby, Abby, Sharika. Oh, let's not mention Sharika, Elaine, just to compete, for a medal. Let's put it that way. And the same thing over the 100 meters. There's a lot of room for improvement. But the upside is, one, she's very young, right? Two, she's very tall, and clearly she's very fast, and she's just still learning, just fresh into the event, you'd say, really. So I'm like, okay, Rashida Adeleke is definitely track is going to be a problem in the future for sure. That's the vibe I'm getting, based on what I'm seeing. And she's not fearful as well. When I see her competing, unlike when I, take into consideration how Dina is competing, and I'm like, why does Dina give me the vibe that she's fearful of running against a Julian Alfred? It doesn't give me the vibe at all when I watch Rashida Adeleke running against Julian. When Rashida is in the race, she's running to win. Granted, she may not win, right? But she's definitely, pushing as hard as she can to try to be the top person in the race. But this time around, though, she definitely makes it, and she leads the charge again from gun to tape. Jackies, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Rashida Adeleke? Will she be a problem? And will she a problem one be in the immediate future? Or are you thinking like me and saying, okay, there's a great upside. She's tall, clearly very fast, still very young as well, still, learning the sport, still, so much room for improvement, but it won't be for this year, maybe next year and in the years to come. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Julian Alfred again in this race? Do you think it was just a poorly executed race? Was it just one of those things? Or do you think, Rashida just, had that uptake and just kept going, and it was not the case where, Julian had a bad race, but, Rashida had just a really good race? And then what do you think about Dina? On the back of her really superb 200 meters, comes out here, runs at 11.10. I'm not really so impressed by the 11.10. I won't lie. Going off her 11, not 11, going off her 22.29. I was expecting something a bit better, especially the fact that, again, it was done in a positive 3.5 meters per second wind. The time had to be, quicker than this. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. As I said, I have a few theories when I think about Dina versus Julian in the same race, but she's just gonna have to get over it and run her own race. I have another thought as well about another Jamaican that I think suffers from the same thing, unfortunately. But anyway, as I said, Rashida, she's here and she's gonna be a problem. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.